This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now let's check in and see if CHARLEY-K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, Jim, very, very solid Q5. They're peaking a little over S9 direct, as I do not have the capability of the SDR. And it's a beautiful sunny day, 49 degrees outside, and 95% of the leaves on the trees are gone. And the other 50% are the fir and balsam fir and the boreal forest zone, which we live in. I wonder how well you're copying. I would imagine Milford would be better. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger. Charlie, I'm copying you 30 over on Milford. Roger.
Roger. Charlie, I'm copying you 30 over on Milford. Roger.
Okay, thank you very, very much for that report from Milford, northeast Pennsylvania. I've got a bit of Captain Mike on here, and a little bit of him on the ground in Sacramento, California. Of course, that is the capital of California, northeast of San Francisco. Here it is. I hope this is working. I've had trouble with this thing.
35, 40 miles northeast of Scottsbluff,
Nebraska.
Scottsbluff, Nebraska at 37,000 here with about 1,280 miles to go. ETA into Philly is just before 2 o'clock, so about 1:55 your time. And we are showing minus 59 degrees, nice and cool up here today.
Minus 70 Fahrenheit.
Whiskey Charlie.
Minus 70 Fahrenheit.
Exactly 38 miles east of Fort Wayne, Indiana at the moment at 37,000, Charlie. And you came up a little bit. You're about a 5.2. That was a Q5. So
40.
I hear you now, but nothing like I was on 20 meters. K1GZL from Qso, Whiskey Charlie.
40 meters there.
Up behind you there, Charlie. It's like the gods cleared the air for us here. We were in a lot of in a big layer of clouds up here, and it was just really heavy static. And just before you came on, it cleared up. It looks like it's going to pick up again, possibly here in about another 60 miles. And then Saturday we'll turn around and head back to California again. So we're still a go there for Friday. K1GZL, KX4, Charlie. Charlie, yeah, we just got in under tow here, and we're facing east. I wonder when we turn north if you'll notice a difference. But right now we're facing east on the tarmac. Lots of daylight left, so definitely a big difference than it was a few months ago. But good copy on you there, Charlie. We're on the ground here in Sacramento, 20 meters. Nice to work you on 20. I heard you on 160.
Okay, there we are. That ended on Sacramento, California there. So, back to you there, Jim. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger. Charlie, was I under the impression that Captain Mike was thinking that maybe the static he was getting was being caused by some cloud formations? Was that a Roger?
Being caused by some cloud formations. Was that a Roger?
Yeah, Roger. He was going through some cirrus clouds up at about 35,000 feet, and sometimes they can create their own static as they fly directly through those high thin clouds. Go ahead.
Roger. So that would be something that he would experience as he passed through the clouds, as opposed to getting that radiation pattern off the clouds before he was actually in the clouds, Roger?
Radiation pattern off the clouds before he was actually in the clouds, Roger?
Well, it's both. It's really both, because if you have disturbed conditions out in front of you, for instance, if you have vertical buildup of thunderstorms, you will get a lot of static, and they try to fly around a thunderstorm. They will circulate around a storm. However, just the cloud itself, up at 33, 35, 37,000 feet, that itself, just the cloud itself, there may be just enough to create a lot of static, a lot of Queen Roger and Nancy, and that he has to wait until he breaks out of it. Quite often they fly over those cirrus clouds. They fly over the top of those, and yet he still will get some of the static. However, when he goes through it, I assume that it's the moisture hitting the plane itself from the cloud which he is flying through. The moisture itself will create static on itself, on its own. Go ahead.
Roger that, roger that. Well, I wonder how high can he fly over those thunderstorms? I think he, is normally flying at 35,000 feet. What's the upper limit that he can go to?
At 35,000 feet, what's the upper limit that he can go to?
Well, normally when he runs between Sacramento, California, and Philadelphia, and vice versa, their normal height that they run is 39,000. Now, when they have a heavy load, when they have of course, he carries cargo. He carries cargo, and that can be quite weighty when the plane is absolutely loaded with cargo. He then flies at a bit of a lower altitude. They have to fly at a lower altitude, so you might find him down at 34,000 when they're absolutely loaded. However, when he was briefly flying from Miami, Florida, down into the Caribbean, when I worked him down there, at times he was at 40,000 feet, and then at 40,000 feet, Captain Mike was telling me that is above where you get a trail behind the plane, a moisture plane, behind the plane. You normally don't get that high. I think about 37 or 8,000 feet. Once you get above 38,000 feet, you have no trail behind the plane. Go ahead.
Roger, Charlie. Well, you'll be interested to know that you hit 40 over during that last conversation, aren't you?
40 over during that last conversation, aren't you?
No, well, thank you very, very much. Well, of course, the sun is setting a lot earlier, and the band will peak up a little more. But it won't be too many hours from now, an hour, 2 or 3, that the band will skip over Milford and increase out your way into southern Indiana near Louisville, Kentucky. I'm trying to work on this antenna, and in the next couple days I'll be trying to work a little bit on my 40-meter quad, there, and see what happens, but it will take a little longer before I can get the reflector part of it up. So if by next week, if I'm lucky, I might be able to get on, but I'll be kind of limited, but it may be a better antenna than this. You get out down into southern Indiana, I should be a lot better than I am right now. However, in Milford, that's another question mark. It might be the same on the close-in skip, Jim. Well, look, I won't hold you any longer. I don't want to overdo this, so to speak. And we'll try to catch you next Friday, testing for modulation purposes. KX4, KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Roger, Charlie. Will you hit zero level on that little test there? Let me say 73s if that way. Always a pleasure, and thanks for dropping by. Have yourself a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and maybe, hopefully, we'll be able to join each other next Friday, and we can work that antenna just like you're doing now. But and I want you to be very careful on that ladder situation. If you could, boy, it would really be great if you could get some local help, to do that ladder climbing stuff, because it's no joke there for sure. 73 Charlie, we'll catch you later. Have a great afternoon. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, and just a reminder, some folks call us Dr. VKV, and we are on the air, usually on 7188, but we did have some folks that were already on 7188, so we moved down to 7185 for this afternoon, and we will be recording now live till 5. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.